famous rapper lost $1.5 million in a California pot deal gone bad, the lawsuit alleges. California's massive legal cannabis market once seemed like it would make anyone who got involved very rich, but one famous rapper found out that some pot investments just can go up in smoke. Tahid K. Epps, better known by a stage name, 2 Chainz, not one, but 2, invested $1.5 million into Los Angeles Cannabis Company in 2021 in a deal that quickly went sour, leaving the famous rapper out of nearly his entire investment. According to a lawsuit filed last week in Los Angeles Superior Court, it was reported first by Law 360. Epps is a Grammy Award-winning rapper and one of the most successful rappers in the trap style, a genre that originated in Atlanta, and is known for slower, deep bass beats centered around drug culture. Epps is also a noted fan of weed, appearing in a Vice series that follows him as he samples opulent weed products. The lawsuit filed by Antimatter Holdings, an investment LLC, claims that Epps was introduced to the cannabis company by Snoop Dogg's tour manager, Damon Roderick. Eventually, Epps decided to invest in the Pineapple Express dispensary in Hollywood, which was run by the companies Pineapple Ventures, Inc. and Pineapple Express, Inc. The dispensary owners told Epps that their store would be open for business by April 2021, but numerous problems delayed opening for nearly a year, with the store not opening until March 2022, according to the lawsuit. The terms of Epps' investment gave him a monthly dividend, allowed him to recall 110% of his money at any time within 30 days' notice. But when Antimatter asked for their money back in May 2022, the company failed to pay up. According to the lawsuit, Epps himself personally texted the co-founder of the dispensary, Vincent Zade, in December of 2022 asking about the money, but Zade responded that they were no longer honoring the deal, according to the lawsuit. The store has since shut down. Zade and multiple companies related to the Pineapple Express cannabis stores have been sued by other investors and business partners, including one who said the firm never filed its income taxes and owed nearly $1.69 million in back taxes, according to the Los Angeles Business Journal. Matthew Feinstein, a co-founder of Pineapple Express, said in an emailed statement to SF Gate that the lawsuit included false claims, including that Epps was owed money, and said the matter would be handled in arbitration. Attorneys representing Epps did not immediately return a request for comment. So I'm going to stay away from commenting on this actual story just because I am. But I will say that, you know, if you guys are finding it hard to get your cannabis companies funded, it's because of situations where investors have been fucked over. There was a long time where a lot of bad actors were able to play expert because this is an industry that a lot of traditional investors know nothing about. So they're relying on these people that are touting themselves as visionaries and as, you know, masters of their craft. And they're really just swindling you. So I think, you know, anytime you're doing business with someone, vet them, Google them, look up whatever you're doing with them, look up what other people have done with them, do a little bit of digging, and, you know, make sure that you're being your own best advocate. If something sounds crazy, then it's probably fucking crazy. 110% back on your money in 30 days at any point in time means I probably didn't need your 1.5 million if I've got it sitting at 110x all times. So
all day.
It sounds like a Ponzi
I'm
scheme.
tossing this back to y'all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like you said, Jenny Beth, we don't know all the details until we get all the details, but judging by what 2 Chainz is saying here that they offered him in the beginning, that sounds like a Bernie Madoff deal. You can get 110% back, and you can ask for that pretty much anytime you want to within 30 days. That's too good to be true. You know, everybody wants to be a first mover in exciting new industries, and people have been getting finessed throughout history since the beginning of time, and this is just another example on the surface from what we see as reports of that happening again.
I mean,
I love 2 Chainz though.
Go ahead, Yarrow.
I just have a slightly different perspective on it, which is that because we don't know all the terms of the deal, there may have been a minimum period where he had to put it into the business for X number of months, and then at that point, he had the ability to call his money. And
yeah,
so if that was more,
been like a vesting period too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if that was more than a year or more than 18 months, 10% return on your money isn't crazy. I think 2 Chainz probably has a pretty decent team around him. I don't always feel bad for multimillionaires losing money on risky investments, but I feel really bad for 2 Chainz. He's been great to the industry. He's performed at MJ Biz. Yeah. He has elevated the conversation in his most expensivest. He has showcased and highlighted amazing cannabis products and brought people on who talk about genetics. And so this one, I don't know that there was enough yellow flags for somebody to not think that this was a decent investment. What it sounds like to me is these people just didn't have the intestinal fortitude to honor their agreement, to be righteous in the contract that they entered into. And it's sad because he's done a lot to amplify the conversation about great cannabis, and for him to get burned like that instead of us just burning great cannabis is a travesty all the way around, not just for his pocketbook, but for the industry in general.
Yeah, Yarrow, to piggyback off what you said, Yarrow, like a millionaire, like losing money, that's true. He took the risk, right? At the end of the day, he took the risk.
But I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
because
this is still a nascent industry, which is federally illegal. So, as we all know, in whatever market, not just here in California, rules change on the drop of the dime in this industry. And if the business that you are investing in does not have the dexterity to shift and pivot immediately to keep up with those changes, you can be out of business in a matter of days, right? So,
well, shame on the investor if they're not. You know, there's certain level of due diligence, and there's an old saying, you go kick the tires, right? So certain, investors.
I don't know that it's shame on the investor. I think the Pineapple Express for a moment was looking pretty good.
Yeah, so let me just sort of relay some personal experience, which is that when investors are investing in the cannabis industry and they don't do the level of due diligence, like go kick the tires, go down to that facility,
right,
go look at the brand, go taste it. There's a lot of red flags that could come up during that level of due diligence, Yarrow. I'm sure you'll agree with me. What that also does is, a lot of people who get in have no idea what they're fucking doing. Right. And so that creates distressed assets that can often be, bought for, pennies on the dollar, because a bunch of people got in not knowing what the fuck they were doing, and now they're just trying to liquidate to save some of their investment. So there are kind of like half full, half empty. There could be opportunities out of that kind of thing.
Well, I will say this. I've known 2 Chainz for a number of years now. That Vice episode that's referenced in the article, we had a hand in a lot of that and curating a lot of that for him, and he even did a photo shoot with Rolling Stone in my dispensary as well back in the day. So if you check out that article in regards to that, was all photographed there as well. I feel bad for 2 Chainz that this is the situation. I feel bad for the operators over there because it's a sad situation. But one thing that I do find extremely interesting in all of this is the fact that I saw a very high level person in the Pineapple Express hierarchy. Yes. Representing Pineapple Express. And it was at the recent Benzinga conference that was in LA that was famously coined Chadzinga by Mr. Elliot Lewis. For the people. Yes, and so he was representing himself there and talking with lots of people and whatnot. And I was like, wow, this is, you know what I mean?
They're doing a raise.
Mm-hmm. They're doing a raise. Maybe they're raising to pay 2 Chainz back.
I mean, if a pot-smoking rapper can't put money into this industry without operators either going back and doing a loan modification or letting them know that they're on rocky ground, I mean, it just sounds like these people were completely unscrupulous, and that's not good for him. That's not good for them, and that's not good for any of us.
No.
I mean, but it sounds like from how the article is written and from the messages that were referenced, it sounded like when they asked for the money, they basically told them to F off and like no, we're not honoring the deal, and that's it. It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound as in the message that they were like, sorry bro, we're going through some tough times. Can we figure something out or da-da-da-da-da. It just sounds like they were basically telling them to F off.
Yeah, but based on the story, it's like that wasn't the deal. Or he said that the terms of the deal have changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like